Good morning, class 11th Commerce. This is your subject Economics, Chapter 2, Collection of Data, Lecture 2. In the previous lecture, we discussed about primary sources. That means when the data is collected from the source of origin. Clear? We also did secondary sources when the data is collected from the place where it already exists. Now we'll discuss about difference between primary and secondary data. See, first thing, you can write the definition that primary data is collected from the source of origin and secondary data is collected from the place, whether it's an agency, institution, or any other place where the data already exists. Clear? Now come to this slide. First point is that primary data is original. It's very obvious when you are going to the informants, respondents personally, then definitely you will collect the original data. Data will be original. But when I am collecting the data from secondary sources, clear, when I am collecting the data from any institution or any agency which has collected the data for some other purpose, so that data may or may not be original. Clear? Second point, primary data is related to specific objective. Now suppose I want to test how many students are performing good in economics. Clear? What I'll do, I'll just come in your class. I'll ask each and every student about their past marks in economics and I'll analyze. But so I have a certain objective that I want to check the performance of class 11th in economics. So there is a specific objective. But if I am going to any institution to collect the data, then it's not necessary that my objective and the objective of that institution for which it has collected the data may not be same. Clear? Suppose a school records the data, fine, for each and every student. And now suppose CBSE head come to the school, fine. He is taking the data of all the students from the school. Maybe he has some other purpose and school has collected the data for some other purpose. So here the objectives are not same. Now see, primary data is costlier. I am just taking the example of school. So in school it is not very much costlier. If I am going to student to student and I am asking about the information, that is quite time consuming. So costlier in terms of time consuming, whereas it is also costlier in terms of money. If I have to ask each and every question to the population of the country, it is costlier, na? It's costlier in terms of time. It's costlier in terms of expenditure. But secondary data is cheaper than the primary data. I am not going to each and every individual. I am not going to each and every respondent. But still I am getting the data from any agency or institution. So that is not as much, that is not costlier as much as primary data. Clear? So primary data is original, related to specific objectives. Your goals are clear, your objectives are clear, there is no chaos, objectives are not planned in a haphazard manner. you have a blueprint in your mind, whether oral or written. It's costlier. Secondary data, not original, cheaper, need to be adjusted. Now, methods of collecting the primary data. In the previous lecture, at the beginning, I told you that this chapter deals only about two things: collection of data. Why do we need to collect the data? Secondly, methods of collecting the data. These are the four methods of collecting the data. Number one is direct personal investigation. It is also known as interview method. Clear? Second is indirect oral investigation. Third, information from local sources or correspondents. Fourth is information through questionnaires and schedules. Let's begin with the first method, direct personal investigation. Now, it is the method by which data are personally collected by the investigators from informants. Who is an investigator? The person who needs the data, who is collecting the data, who is investigating the data. Now, who is an informant? Informant means the person who is responding to the investigator. Informant means the person who is answering to the investigator's questions. Clear? Now see. So in other words, I can say investigator establish the direct relation with the person from whom the information is to be obtained. Clear with this? Now, under this method, investigator collect the data personally. He approaches the objects, conduct the inquiry on the spot, collects information and does the needful. For the successful collection of data under this method, it is necessary that the investigator would be polite, unbiased, aware of the local condition. Aware means aware of the local conditions, environment conditions and languages. Now suppose I am going to an area for some investigation. I don't know their language. Will I be able to collect the data? No. I was prepared that people will speak in English, but people don't understand English. They only know Marathi language. They only know Haryanvi language. Will I be able to collect the data? No. Local conditions. What is the present condition of that area? कोई वहाँ पर दंगे तो नहीं हो रहे हैं, कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा तो नहीं चल रहा है, कोई पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस तो नहीं है उस एरिया में. सो यू नीड टू प्लान ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. क्लियर? सी दिस सेकेंड लाइन, he approaches the objects. Object means respondent. Fine. Respondent is same as informant. Respondent is equal to informant. Conducts the inquiry on the spot. That means he directly conduct his investigation. Collect the information and does the needful. Does the needful means take all the necessary steps, take all the necessary activities into consideration for the successful conduct of the direct personal investigation method. Clear? Now, in this method, Investigator should be efficient, impartial, he should be polite. Fine. He should not argue with the informant. He should not talk rudely with the informant. Clear? He should be efficient. He should not feel tired. He should collect the maximum data or the maximum information within the limited time period. Fine. See, there is always a time limit. It is not such that you have unlimited time to complete your investigation. It's not like that. Everyone has a deadline to complete his or her investigation. So he has to take care of the investigation, of the time period. Now, what are the merits? Merits, फायदे. So what are the merits of direct personal investigation method? First is, it is original because data is collected from the individual personally. So it has to be original. Fine. There are no chances of manipulation. Clear? Because I need the data, I am going to the person, there is no third person in between. Clear? There is a direct link between the invigilator, between the investigator and the respondent. There is no third party in between. So data is original. Data have a high degree of originality. Clear with this? Okay. Second point is accurate. Data are fairly accurate when personally collected. Suppose I have asked the people from whom I am collecting the data, I have asked that what is your family income? How many members are there in the family, or what is the family income? He told me 1 lakh. I'll just write 1 lakh. I'll not write 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh. I'll just write 1 lakh. If he answers me that there are 10 members in the family, I'll just write 10. I'll not write 12, 13, 14. So data is accurate, reliable. Because the information is collected by the investigator himself, reliability of data cannot be doubted. Can you doubt your own work? If you are doing some work yourself, can you doubt your own work? No. Whether it is correct or wrong, but we are very confident about our work कि हाँ मैंने ये काम किया सही है. बाकी टीचर जब चेक करे या कोई हेड चेक करे तब गलत सही हो, that is another thing. But I am very confident about my work. Clear? Then it is uniform. There is a fair degree of uniformity. See this point, uniformity, uniform. There is a fair degree of uniformity in the data collected by investigator himself from the informants. It facilitates comparison. Now I know my objective. Fine, I'll ask the questions. I'll talk to the respondent according to my objective only. Fine. Elastic. This method is fairly elastic because the investigator can always make necessary adjustment in his sets of questions. Fine. Then direct personal investigation method suitability. Suitability means when this method is suitable. Clear? Where I can apply this method. See, when the field of investigation is limited. Field of investigation is limited means when I have to, conduct the survey of limited people. When I have to investigate limited people, when my field of investigation is limited, only then I can conduct direct personal investigation method. When the information is to be kept secret, when high degree of secrecy is required, then this method is applicable. Third point is greater degree of originality is needed. I don't want a duplicate data. I don't want any biased data. Greater degree of I want originality. Fine. So, greater degree of originality is needed. Fourth point. When direct contact with the informants is required, when I need to set the direct relationship, personal relationship with the informant, then I'll choose this data. Now suppose you are a researcher, fine, your supervisor or your guide asks you go to that particular area, fine, and check whether people will buy the cosmetic products or not. Fine. I am going to the particular area. There are so many females in that area. Number of females are more than the number of males. Clear. So there is a clear idea that they will definitely buy cosmetic products. So if my population size is less and I need to get a direct relation with the informants, I'll choose the direct personal investigation method. Clear? When I require higher degree of originality and information is to be kept secret, I'll choose the direct personal investigation method. Clear? One more point you can add in this, that when accuracy is of greater significance, when I want the accurate data, then also I can choose this method. See, there is no third party in between, no middleman is there. Only the person who wants to investigate, that means investigator, and the informants, or I can say respondent, is there. So there is greater degree of originality, greater degree of accuracy. I come into your class, I ask each and every student about their family income. No, this will be not the prime, this will not be the primary data. Fine, because I am asking you about your family income, so you are the secondary source. Clear? Then what are the demerits? Difficult to cover wide area. देखो, अगर जितना बड़ा एरिया होगा, क्या ये फिजिबल होगा आपके लिए कि आप हर एक पर्सन से जाके बात करो? नो. अगर 10 लोग हैं, 20 लोग हैं, 50 लोग हैं, 100 लोग भी हैं, आप उनसे 1 to 1 जाके बात कर सकते हो. लेकिन अगर 1000 लोग हैं, क्या 1 to 1 बात हो सकती है? नो. सो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू कवर द वाइड एरिया. Personal biasness. It is possible that there can be personal biasness on the behalf of investigator. अब इन्वेस्टिगेटर को लगता है ये तो चलो मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये मेरी फैमिली है, ये मेरे रिलेटिव्स हैं, तो मैं डेटा को थोड़ा चलो मैनिपुलेट कर देता हूँ. सो देयर इज पर्सनल बायसनेस. कॉस्टली, बिकॉज टू अप्रोच each and every individual is costlier in terms of time, money and efforts involved. Limited coverage. In this method, area of investigation is generally small. The results are therefore less representative. This may lead to wrong conclusion. मुझे ये पता लगाना है कि 11th क्लास अपने फर्स्ट टर्म में कैसा परफॉर्म कर रही है. ठीक है, तो मैं आके ना सिर्फ कॉमर्स क्लास से बात करती हूँ, तो डेटा विल नॉट बी एक्यूरेट. नाउ सम ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ प्राइमरी सोर्सेज. देखो, प्राइमरी सोर्सेज मतलब जहाँ जहाँ से आप प्राइमरी डेटा कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. लेटर्स, manuscripts, diaries, journals, memoirs, autobiographies, oral histories, interviews, speeches, newspapers, government documents, photographs, maps, video footage of any event, audio recording, research data, objects और artifacts. Clear? देखो कुछ लेटर्स किसी ने लिखे हैं, मैगजीन्स में, न्यूज़पेपर में कुछ पब्लिश हुआ है, किसी का कोई इंटरव्यू आया है, किसी ने, इफ़ समबडी हैज़ गिवन स्पीचेस and if something is published by the government document, if there are some photographs from which you can get the data, if there are some maps or there is some video footage of any event, so if there are some audio recordings, research data, if someone has done any research on that and you have the research data, so these are what, from where I can collect the primary data. Clear? See, now you have to see each and every point, letters, diaries, manuscripts, journals, memos. See, you can see there are memos, memoirs. Any pronunciation is not required. You have to just see, learn, no need to learn all these examples, just focus on 4 to 5 examples so that whenever it is asked कि give some examples of primary sources, you can just select 4 to 5 and you just can write. Means from this only 1 mark question can come. Fine, that give some example of primary sources. So oral histories. Now you see, if you will read the newspaper, especially Hindu newspaper, in that there are very authentic informations are given. Clear? Now suppose if I want to learn that what is the present GDP, I want to know what is the present condition of our economy. So if I read the newspaper and I get the information about the present GDP condition, I am the person who wants to investigate. ठीक है? I have seen in the newspaper, I have read in the newspaper about the condition of economy. Fine, I have written every point. So that is what? Primary source. Clear? Interviews. From interviews also, now see, अगर आप टीवी में देखो, किसी न किसी मिनिस्टर का इंटरव्यू आता है, मे बी यू कैन गेट द रेलेवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम हिज और हर इंटरव्यू. क्लियर? स्पीचेस, मोदी ने कोई स्पीच दी है, किसी अपने फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने स्पीच दी है, होम मिनिस्टर हैज़ गिवन सम स्पीच, एंड you can obtain some of the data from their speeches. So why not? Primary source है. Clear? You are not going to any agency, you are not going to any institution, still you are getting the data. That is what? Primary source of data.